triumphed and he encounters a young Gamora once again, one of the early ideas was to have him walking on a river of blood, intended to represent the blood of his victims. Visual effects supervisor Dan DeLue told us that, quote, got a bit dark, end quote. So they explored other options and ultimately came upon what we see in the final version.
What that world with little Gamora, how that should be represented. So we went through sort of an exploratory phase with that one, so looking at different options and what does that mean, and talking a lot about that. So that went through some steam.
What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Marvel Avengers Infinity War. So make sure to subscribe for all the Marvel videos. So it appears that information's come out recently that there was an alternate Thanos ending. So originally we weren't supposed to get the Gamora conversation that we had post-snap, and it seems quite savage based on what the visual effects supervisor had to say compared to what we actually got. So Thanos was meant to be walking on a blood river of his victims, which sounds absolutely savage. So we got the version inside the Soul Stone with young Gamora asking him, did you do it? And he responds, affirmative. Gamora asks, what did it cost? Thanos responds, everything. So the dark version of an early idea for this sequence had the Mad Titan walking on a river of blood that would represent countless victims that he simply snapped out of existence. Now this for me would have been so much better, but you've got to understand the demographic they cater for. They cater for essentially kids, teenagers, PG-13, so I don't think Thanos walking on a blood river would go down with him. And it's kind of interesting because in the darker version, it's almost like they're trying to mirror Jesus. Obviously, Jesus walking on water was a miracle, and obviously they're trying to say Thanos walking on blood as he is a prophet, he is the world saver, he's trying to counter hunger and poverty, and he was trying to save the world from itself. Essentially, that's why he did the finger snap. So I think that's what they were trying to do with Thanos walking on a river of blood, which sounds absolutely carnage to me. Do you think that's what they're trying to do? Let me know down below. So Thanos visiting young Gamora in the Soul World represents Thanos' death itself because he performed the finger snap. Essentially, that's what it meant. So for me, I think Marvel really messed up not using the river of blood scene, which would have been much more powerful, meaningful, and would have left the audience saying, what the hell? But I'm presuming they didn't do that because obviously he turned to dust. And obviously there was quite an interesting line where Black Panther said something along the lines of blood and dust just before Call Obsidian and obviously Proxima Midnight came through the Wakandan line. There's a line, I'll overlay a clip if I can find it, but he says something along the lines of blood and death and dust. Blood and dust. So
Thanos would have nothing but dust and blood.
Is he though?
This is no place to die.
he kind of foreshadowed how it actually played out. So guys, let me know in the comment box down below. Do you think this alternate ending would have been much more impactful? Because I think it was a bit soft, kind of. We got the finger snapped, he walked in there, and it would have been much more powerful if he had Thanos, the Prophet, walking on a river of blood. It would have been absolute carnage. So guys, I will link that video down below, the full video. It's from Slash Films that got to go in with the special effects team and ask them a bunch of questions. It's about 12 minutes long, so I've put a bunch of clips in from it, but I'm not going to put it all in there. So it is pretty cool. It's I think it's Digital Domain as well, the special effects, the visual effects team, all talking about how they created Thanos and how they did post-credit scene and their thought process. It's quite interesting if you want to understand how they actually did everything. It is pretty cool, so I will leave that in the description box down below, guys, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.